And there we go, everyone. A beautiful small-eyed ray here in Minehead. How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Shore Hunter YouTube channel here in Minehead. As you can see, or as you can probably tell, it's windy still. Just like the other day when we blanked. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's windy. It's not raining. It's easterly again. So the curse of the easterlies. Can I catch a fish this evening? Well, hopefully I can. We are 3 hours from High. I am actually at Minehead Town Beach. I've got Butlins behind me, and if the fishing's shit, I'm going in there. No, not really. There's never a shit day fishing. It's just nice to be out. Some days we catch, some days we try, and that's how it is. Obviously last week I blanked, which is the first time for ages, but we're back at it, and let's not talk about that. Let's concentrate on all the good things that are gonna happen. Right, tonight I'm gonna do something totally different. So I'm gonna match fish for you on this beach. And what I mean by that is I'm just gonna use small hooks, lots of bait, 2 hook rigs, 3 hook rigs, 2 up, 1 off the bottom. I'll show you all that stuff. You pretty much know all this anyway. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Let me turn you around. Turn you around. So, as you can see, hopefully you can see, I am fishing next to a jetty. And as you can tell, there's water running into the sea. Now hopefully, I'm going to be trying to catch a sole along with bass. But if you look at that water and look at that beach, there's gullies and a channel. I'll pick you up. So what I'm hoping is, I'm going to be casting probably 20, 30 yards max. And hopefully, the fish are going to come up this gully when the water comes all the way up to the top. There's Butlins, and there's Minehead. So that's what I'm thinking. Will it work? I don't know. I'm going to sit here, hunkered down, next to this bit of concrete, or this, I don't really know what it is really. It's just a platform. Chill out, change my baits every 15 minutes, 10 minutes, fish it up and fish it back for a few hours into darkness. It's now 6 o'clock and it will be getting dark very soon. High water is 9 o'clock and I plan to fish it all the way up and maybe an hour or so over the top of the tide. I think I've told you this quite a lot of times every time I fish a Bristol Channel. Down this neck of the woods, it fishes better on the ebb, in my opinion. So if I get a fish on the flood tide here tonight, I've done well. But if I'm fishing in close for bass, sole, maybe an eel, maybe a codlin, maybe a whiting, but we'll go into that in a minute, I got a feeling that if I don't get one on the flood, when it turns to go out, then I should really, that's my best opportunity to get a fish. But I'm proper confident. I'm gonna scratch around, use size 8 and size 6 hooks and try and get us some bites on camera. How you doing, everyone? How you doing, all right? That's all the introduction out the way. That's the boring bit. Even after doing this for quite some time now, I still get a little bit like, yeah, here we go. I'm like a little bit excitable for the introduction. I don't know why. Now it's just us. I'm back to me. So welcome along. We got a chance. One problem is the easterly, which is not good. The second problem is, so actually, I'll just start with the negatives, all right? And there isn't really many because we're out fishing. So the first issue is it's quite lumpy. Normally, I'd like to fish a little bit more that way, but you can see this train of rocks out here, this line of rocks, stops the waves and it allows it to be flat inside here. So if you look over there, it's rough. In here, it's nice and flat. When I'm fishing for sole, and even school bass in here, I want it flat. So I've decided to come this side of that rocky outcrop, which you can see is stopping that. The right-hand side, look, is super choppy. Inside that line, it's nice and flat. Well, as flat as it's gonna be on a 30-mile-an-hour easterly. That's really the negative. The positive is, I've got some really nice bait. I've got some ragworm, I've got some blow lug, I've got some peeler crab, I've got some sand eel, I've got herring, I've got mackerel, and I've got squid. So I've got everything covered. And what I'm gonna try and do is keep changing the baits, trying different distances, different areas here on the beach. Just give it a real good go for probably 4 or 5 hours, just to hopefully show you that you can just turn up here, fix spool rods, underarm it out there and get into the fish. I'm going to be underarming some baits in that hole. I'm then going to be chucking one up on here and then just keep changing it. One out, one in, one at 20 yards, one at 30 yards, one out, one in, and repeat. Changing my baits every quarter of an hour. I will be using little bits of sand eel, little bits of squid, rag and lug and peeler crab, just to see if I can get us a few bites. Well, there we go everyone, I'm in. Cast down. So on the right hand one, I've got 2 bits of sand eel and a single blow lug. And on the left hand one, I've got 2 bits of ragworm and a bit of blow lug, all on small hooks. The right hand one's probably at 40 yards. The left hand one you've seen just at the bottom. The concrete feature there. We've got a chance. As you can see also, I've got my rod tips nice and low and I've not got my tips super tight to the lead. It's quite hard because yet again I've got this easterly wind which is pumping from right to left. I'd like to fish normally with more slack line as I'm fishing in nice and close, but I've walked quite far back to allow there to be enough line on the floor to keep my baits nailed to the bottom. But look, the wind's a pain in the ass. I'll keep fishing. When we get any bites, I'll bring you back, but I've got 3 baits on each, so there's no rush. If I get a bite, I can leave it for a quarter of an hour and hopefully I can catch us more than 1 fish. But for now, I could just do with a bite, you know? Let's just hope for a bite. Anyway, cheers everyone. Welcome back to Minehead. Welcome back. There's a bite on the left-hand rod, right on cue. That was a school bass bite. Woohoo! Look at that. Just going to say welcome back to Minehead. Welcome back to the Bristol Channel. And right on cue, we've got a bite on the left-hand rod. You've seen me cast that. Probably the shock leader's hanging out the water, put it that way. We've definitely got a chance tonight. Hopefully of a sole, maybe a turbot, but definitely a school bass. I'll keep fishing. If any of these bites come to anything, I'll bring you straight back and get you in on the action. Right, for this rig, I'm going to use a 3 hook rig. It's 2 up, 1 off the bottom flapper. Short snoods. I don't need to snooze too long because look at it out there. I got a bite on one of them rods. We're going to check in a minute. I've got 3 hooks, so it don't really matter. Yeah, if I was to use 3-foot hook lengths in that, it would just come in a bunch of knobs, and we don't need that. So I've got, let me check this one actually. I've got a hook in my hand, that's what I've got. 16-inch snoods, so yeah, perfect. Right, what I'm going to do now is put some bait on, using my bait needle. I've got some old rag here, which is pretty much going, but for me, it's a great bait for sole. I've definitely got a bite over there. The trouble is, because of the wind, I've got to be so far away from my rods. I wanted my rods right next to me, but the line is blowing it up over this. I can't really do nothing about it, so, but it's fine. I've got my ratchets on. They're not going to get ripped in. Well, I hope they don't. Yeah. little baits, size 6 hooks, which is quite small for here. I could probably get away with ones today because the sole were even quite big. Little baits, get a lugworm. These lugworm are massive. And what I'll do is I'll finish it off with a little bit of squid. It's getting dark early, everyone. I don't actually know what the time is, but it's not that late. Winter's definitely here. As I said to you in the last video, it was frosty again today. We've had 3 or 4 frosts this week, which is definitely a sign for winter. Will it help the fishing? I hope so. Especially after my last performance down the other end of Minehead. Chesil's just wrote off this week with the easterlies, so you've got me stuck around at this side on the Bristol Channel trying to make some decent videos for you. But look, I'm going to keep fishing, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to check this out. When I bring you back, hopefully the tips are around and I can get us into a few fish. So this was the rod I had the bite on. Just going to take my time, so I've got small hooks. Well, I could have a fish on there. First cast. Or it could be a doggy. Or if I was fishing a match, I'd be happy. Sometimes the leads stick in here on the grips, so it can feel like you got a fish all the way in. But it feels fishy. Definitely had a bite though. Could we have done it first cast? Try and keep it nice and low, just in case it is a sole. I don't want to lose a fish out here. I've got a bit of weed. Hopefully there's a fish as well. Feels fishy. Need to try and surf it in with these smaller hooks. Oh yeah, I think we're on the fish. Definitely on the fish. What have we got? Something splashing around. Ah, I tell you what, I'll be well happy in a match, but when I'm pleasure fishing, definitely don't want these. So I'm making a mess of this with that wind. You can see how strong the wind is now. And there we go, first jack. Honestly, if I was match fishing, I'd be well chuffed. Let's sort this chap out. And there we go. There is the holy grail of match fishing right there. Had that fish on the middle hook on a bit of sand hill. I'll just unhook him. All right, bugger. Anyway, I'll unhook this fish. That's a doggy. If I was fishing a match, I'd be well happy with it. Anyway, I'm on the fish. We're not blanking. Woohoo! I'm not kissing that. Wow, as you can see, the light's fading fast. I've got my headlamp on and I've also got the lamps out. Yeah, I've had that one bite, one dogfish, and it's got dark really quick. So what I'm going to do now is keep fishing, casting every 12 minutes to 15 minutes, and just keep at it, you know. I've definitely got a chance. We've had a dogfish already. As I said earlier, if I was fishing a match, I'd be well happy now. But let's try and see if I can get a sole, or maybe a nice ray, or something decent to show you while trying to match fish or practice on my own here in Minehead. But look, my rigs work, the tide's coming in, let's keep fishing. Hopefully I can continue getting a few bites and catch us a few fish, everyone. Oh. How you doing, everyone? Well, I'm sorry, the filming's really hard, this wind is atrocious, but that's my second cast and I'm on the fish again. A lovely conger eel. Now that is definitely the fish you want to catch when you're fishing a match. But look, I'll keep fishing, and not only that, I've got a nice little whiting down there. Look at that, he's definitely not 18 centimeters, but it's still a fish. I've had 3 fish in my first cast. It's just a shame this wind's horrible and it's really hard for me to film, but I'll keep fishing. Hopefully I can get some more footage if I don't get swamped by this water. But we're on the fish. and I'm definitely not blanking tonight. Yes, I'm bagging, everyone. May not be the biggest fish, but in a match I'd be loving it right now. There you go. There's a nice whiting, about 20 centimeters, and we're on the fish. I've had a fish every cast. I'm sorry I can't really film, the wind is atrocious, but now I'm at the top of the beach. I'll try and do a little bit more filming for you, but all I want you to know is I'm bagging and I'm on the fish. It's not that great a video because it's night and the wind's atrocious, but I'm bagging up and I've had a fish every cast. Thank you, everyone. And as I just said, now I'm at the top of the beach. I got a little bit of shelter from that groin. When the water starts dropping back, hopefully I can do us a little bit more filming, but the fish are here, my rigs are working, and I'm on the fish. Better turn my headlamp off. Don't want to blind you. And there we are, I'm bagging. That one's definitely undersized, but I've had a fish every cast. I'm absolutely gutted. The wind's been hard work. Keeps blowing the camera over. So what I'm gonna do, and obviously it's night and I hate filming at night, but what I am gonna do is come back here this week in the daytime and show you, because I have had a fish every cast. As it's a Bristol Channel, down here where I am, it doesn't matter if it's night or day. It's got a chop on it anyway, and it's been quite rough, so it's all coloured up. So what I'm gonna do is come back in the daytime and try and film it properly without 30-mile-an-hour winds and the camera keep going over and just struggling on my own here. But I'm on the fish. Hopefully, like I said, now I'm at the top of the beach, I can do a little bit more filming without the camera going over, because down there it was lethal because the wind's cutting around the corner and it blew my rods over, it blew everything over. So I'm not having a great time, but I'm catching lots of fish, and this is why I struggle to film at night, especially on my own. And there you go. See what I mean? I need a team. Hey, what we need to do, everyone, is help me get a team. Right, I'll put this back down. Do you see what I mean? Come on, can I do it? Ah! As you can see, I'm a little bit sheltered up here from the wind. I've got a sandstorm though, that's quite nice in your eyes. Yeah, but there we are, we're fishing. I've got the right hand one. I've got a 3-hook flapper on size 8 hooks, tiny hooks. That's what I'm getting all the whiting on. That's ragworm on the bottom, blue lug on the middle, and a sand eel on the top. And on the other one, I've got size 1 hooks, squid on one, sand eel on another, and ragworm on the bottom hook. Hopefully, to get a bass maybe, or as I said earlier, a nice sole. But look, I'm filming and we're fishing. That's been a right effort down there. Oh, but I've had a fish every cast. I've not wanged in a rig without a fish. I've had tiny whiting. Well, all the whiting have been small, but I've had some really small ones. Had that nice conger. Well, it's not nice compared to when you go out targeting them, but in a match, a 4-pound conger is what you need, and a doggy, perfect. But yeah, I hope you're doing all right, hope you're staying safe. Obviously it's Minehead, it's well dark and it's only 8 o'clock. Winter's definitely here. We've got an easterly wind, but I'm bagging up on small stuff. So as I mentioned earlier, what I'm gonna do, sometime this week, I'm meant to be meeting up with Tom Bagnall, and what I'm gonna do is ask him to come up here, like we've done before, and maybe fish all day on this beach. Fish it 4 hours up and 4 hours back, in daylight, hopefully, to make a nice film for you. And when there's 2 of you, it's a lot better. It's so hard filming on my own. I don't need a medal, and I don't need a little violin. I don't know what that was. Something rude. Yeah, I should get some friends. But if I keep doing this, and in 30 years time, when I'm big time and I'm about 80, I might be able to pay a cameraman to come out. Imagine that. Imagine being able to have someone filming for you. It'd be amazing. Anyway, I'll keep dreaming, you stop laughing, and I'll keep fishing. Thanks everyone. This is Minehead, and I'm catching fish. Wow, we're just coming up to high water now, and I've just had a nice pull down on this rod. This one's probably 30 yards out. A bit of weight there, could be some weed. There's quite a lot of weed in the water, as you can see on the beach. I've definitely had a nice bite though. Let's keep it going. Sorry if I blind you a little bit. I'm not doing it on purpose. I need to see. Yeah, I think we've got a bit of weed on here, but I might have some fish. I've had fish every cast, so it'd be nice to catch a few more. I'm looking forward to coming back in the daytime. We'll make a much better video then, especially if Tom's with me. Well, I might be on my own. Me and Tom are planning to meet up, so it could be a good excuse to come out up here and try for a big sole and try for a few species like this. Just taking my time, so I've got small hooks. But yeah, it's definitely a nice fish on here. Just started kicking off. It could be a target species, could be a sole. Right, I'm gonna, excuse me. Whatever it is stuck in. It's going mad. Nice, and there we go. That's definitely what I wanted. Oh my God. Honestly, everyone, and there we go. I just caught a lovely small-eyed on my match rig. That just took me all the way down there. So sorry I disappeared for a bit, but there you go. He's made a mess of my rig, but that's a small-eyed. What a session. I've had a fish every cast. As I keep saying, I'm sorry about the conditions and the filming's not been that great, but I've got a small-eyed in the mouth and then my second hook's in the tail. That's why it went mad. I was trying to get it in. These are size 1 hooks. It just went ballistic. But look, I'll sort this fish out and I'll get it back, but we're absolutely bagging. And as I said, I'm sorry about the performance of the camera or my filming, but anyway, that's enough. I'm sorry anyway. And there we go, everyone. A beautiful small-eyed ray here in Minehead. Let's get this little lady back, but that's a fish every cast. You can't knock that. It's just a shame about the weather and it's quite hard for me to film, but I'll get this fish back. Thanks, darling. Cheers, everyone. That one's for you. Wow, I was just sorting out that fish and my other rod's just slammed over. Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm literally casting 20 yards in this surf. That small-eyed was wicked. I know it was only about £6, but oh my God, it went mental. It took me all down there. It took me down in the tank. Because my hooks are so small, I couldn't really do anything with it. I thought it was a massive sole, so I'm never disappointed, but I was a little bit. Oh, just a bit of weed. I missed that one. Anyway, I can't win them all. I'll keep fishing, everyone, but I'm bagging. Woohoo! Oh my God, this is going to be ruined, this camera too. Fucking hell. Look at this. I'm absolutely cleaning up. Not the biggest fish, but it's a target species. And if I was fishing a match, I'd be loving it now. I'd be walking at the beach with my bucket. That's every cast. I've had a fish every cast. Look, it may not be epic. Obviously the ray was nice, but I've come out for a few hours. I've had loads of tip action and I've had a few bites and I've caught a few fish. I think sometimes we forget what we actually do all this for. And it's just to catch a few fish, get a few bites. I'm not harming anyone. You know, it's not costing me the world. It's cost me about 15 quid in bait. Bit of fuel and a bit of time. But look, I'm loving it. I'm getting a few bites. Any minute now I could get a bass or a sole. I'm probably gonna fish for about another half an hour and then I'm gonna get myself off because that wind's terrible and it's Yeah, it's not making good filming and the video's not that great, although I'm catching lots of fish. So sorry about that, everyone. I'll keep fishing. Hopefully, when I come back, I'll get into one of those sole or maybe a nice bass here in Minehead on the mighty Bristol Channel. How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Minehead. Obviously, I've packed up. Yeah, I fished about an hour and a half to 2 hours down, and it was a little bit quiet. Pretty strange, really, because I normally find fishing this area, you get more fish on the ebb after the top of the tide, but today was a little bit different. But look, I came down, small hooks, chucked it 20-30 yards, which all of you can do that. A little bit of ragworm, a little bit of lugworm, a little bit of sand eel, and I caught fish. Sorry I couldn't really film properly. The wind was horrendous, the sand was horrendous, and it was pretty ropey out there, but I tried my best. As I've said to you before, it's pretty hard doing stuff like this on your own, so we just have to deal with it until I either win £1 million or I get a friend. Probably got more chance of winning £1 million. No. Anyway, I'm going to let you go now. Thanks for watching. My name's Wayne. This has been the mighty Bristol Channel here in Minehead. I look forward to seeing you somewhere else soon, but we caught some fish and I've had a great time, and I hope you've enjoyed it.